So, what is approach anxiety? Let's nerd it up. Most people out there talk about approach anxiety and they don't have any academic backing. They're not academics, they're not scientists, they're not psychologists. So, I decided to consult an actual academic with a PhD in this particular field and try to get to the bottom why men feel anxiety before they approach a girl, and why is that anxiety so strong that they won't even approach the girl. And I've discovered that I've been given an article, and this is the closest article to science that could possibly explain what approach anxiety is. There isn't a science article out there called approach anxiety, so it's just been made up in the pickup community, the dating community, and it was just pseudoscience by guys coaching other guys and trying to come up with a way to describe the problem, the anxiety that men feel before they go and speak to a woman. So this is obviously a real thing, and what I've got here is an actual article. Let's actually have a look at it. I'm also doing a lot of coaching, so I would like to get to the bottom of it myself and try to figure out diagnose what this anxiety is. It's a social anxiety and self-presentation. So you're obviously you're presenting yourself to someone who you don't know, and you fear that there will be an unsatisfactory evaluation of your value as a man. That's pretty much it. There's a lot of other theories out there, like for instance, this article presents a self-presentation approach to the study of social anxiety that possesses the social anxiety arises when people are motivated to make a preferred impression on real or imagined audiences, but doubt they will do so, and thus perceive or imagine unsatisfactory evaluative reactions from subjectively important audiences. So this doesn't cover a lot of aspects of it. There isn't an academic article out there that is called approach anxiety. This does cover men and women. It would be good if there was an academic article out there that I could go through. I could analyze it. I could get to the bottom of what approach anxiety is, with scientific backing, to try and figure out any solutions to it, because that's kind of the problem here, isn't it? We want to get to the bottom of it. We want to analyze it, and then we want to try to hack the system so that we don't have to deal with it. So people are interpersonally secure in social settings when they do not have a goal of creating a particular impression on others, hence are not immediately concerned about others' evaluative reactions. So so if you are secure in a group of people that already know you, you already have your status within a group, you don't really have any anxiety. It's more when you move into a different group where they don't know your status, and you seemingly have to prove your status. And if you are cold approaching, you are going to approach a girl, this could be a huge problem, because you just become the anxiety of trying to prove your status might be too much, and so you just don't do it. And this can be a problem, because what is worse, going over and speaking to a girl and her having a subjective evaluation of you that is lower than what your real status is, or and then as a byproduct of that, not bringing more people into your life, and then later on convince them learning your real status, or just not doing it at all and not growing your network. I dare say that growing your network and bringing more girls into your life is by far the better option, even if they perceive you lower status in the beginning. And that's why we come to the point where we start to look at it and think, okay, well, how do we show more status? And that's why a lot of the techniques in cold approach come about. A lot of guys, they think, oh, wear a leather jacket, we'll do this and we'll do that. I'm of the belief that being indirect shows a lot more. That shows a lot more status. That's my belief. So here we go. B. Believe that some event will occur that will repudiate their self-presentations, causing them to lose public esteem. Obviously, yeah. If you in short, despite their desire to create a particular impression, they believe they will not achieve the preferred impression, relevant reaction from others. These conditions should, they. It goes back. So there's another part here that I found that covers. Keep in mind, if you want to read this, I got the corona by the sounds of things. If you want to go through this yourself, just message me somewhere, and I'll find a way to email it to you. What did I cover here? Oh, here we go. I just thought this paragraph was interesting. They take the spouse for granted, are less sensitive than formerly to social cues and indicating appropriate behaviours, fail to employ standards of their behaviours. Men, after a while, when they don't really care what their wife thinks anymore, they drop their standards. They don't really care what she thinks anymore. I think that's pretty much. That's pretty much. I think you guys pretty much know that already. That's common sense, I dare say. Another thing, this is an important one. People who are socially anxious will seek to affiliate with others who they believe can impress or otherwise pose no threat to their identities. That's one part. So if you are no threat to them, so for instance, if you were to go over and speak to a homeless person who's like literally sleeping on the ground, you're not really socially anxious around that person because their status is so damn low. But on the flip side, if you speak to a girl who's she's got a Gucci bag, she's got a little puppy dog in the bag, she looks like Paris Hilton, she's so wealthy and so hot and so beautiful, her status is so high that you're anxious because she can actually hurt hurt your identity. She'll judge you and perceive you to have low status. Another part is others can provide social comparison information that allows anxious people to assess the appropriateness of their feelings and thoughts. Studies show that feelings increase affiliation. My understanding is that I see this quite often with guys. You'll have a guy that has social anxiety or approach anxiety, is afraid to approach. And instead of focusing on going out solo, what he will do is he'll find another guy that has approach anxiety, and they will become best buddies. They will identify with their weaknesses, and you'll have two guys with approach anxiety that will try to figure out a way to solve it themselves, and they end up just winging each other and going nowhere. This is a huge problem. You see it all the time. Guys that don't want to put in the effort. Here we go. When the threat of evaluation does not exist, socially anxious subjects presented themselves in a more flattering fashion. It's funny, it's counterintuitive. If you are not worried about the other person evaluating you, there's a very good chance that you will come across in a better light, because the anxiety obviously makes you nervous and makes you give a bad impression. And if you don't have the anxiety because you don't really care what the person thinks, you will be more likely to put across a better, present yourself in a better light and come across higher status. I think I think that's kind of common sense too, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty much common sense. There's one part, the one thing that I didn't really cover here was the fact that oh, it did kind of cover it. There were guys that would be happy to approach a particular girl, but there would be more anxiety if that same girl was in a crowded place to where the girl, if you move that girl from a public place with a lot of people around and put her in a quiet place with no one around, guys have less anxiety. Some guys do, because there's less people around. I guess you can call that the spotlight effect. People talk about that. The belief that one must attain love and approval from others is one of the primary irrational ideas that interferes with anxiety-free living. One aim of rational emotive therapy is to lead the client to relinquish dire needs for social approval and forego the goal of obtaining acceptance for its own sake. Such an approach may be especially effective for socially anxious clients. There we go. So this is called, what is it called? Emotive therapy, rational emotive therapy. I might have to go into that on another video, but this rational emotive therapy, that might be another video. They may be motivated to impress nearly everyone with whom they interact, including others they evaluate. Their evaluations should objectively cause little concern. Yeah, that's pretty much common sense too. There's some people out there that what they think about you shouldn't matter to you, because objectively it shouldn't cause you concern, as it says there, because what they think about you can have little to no effect on your life. This is just objective, facts. And it's interesting how people care about those people who really can't really do anything negative to their lives. Yeah, I get that. It makes sense as well. If any of you guys want to have a look at this and just read through it, it's kind of interesting. I just thought that I'd bring it to your attention. Have a little read through it. Just a quick little video to bring that to your attention. Send me a message if you want to read it. I thought it was interesting. I'm trying to get to the bottom of what approach anxiety is, so that I can obviously help the guys that I'm coaching. And the more information, the better, I think. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll send it to you. I'll email it to you. Join up to the group. I might be able to put it in the Telegram group or in Facebook or something like that. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put it in the Facebook group. That's what I'll do. I've got a new Facebook group. I'll copy and paste it in there. That's where I will be posting, say, reports and things like that. And yeah, let me know. I just thought that was interesting. Quick little video. So I'll see you in the next video.